My dudes, this is Math Time with Mr. G, and today we're going to work on multi-step equations. So, an example of a multi-step equation is some crazy distributing. But if I had only given you this portion, you would know what to do. It would be 5 times 3 and 5 times negative x, which is 15 minus 5x. Then this portion technically means negative 1, and negative 1 times 2 is negative 2x, and then negative 1 times 7 is negative 7. Distributing again, I get 24x, and 4 minus 9 is negative 36. Now I look on the left side of my equal sign. Do I have things that can combine? Well, negative 5x and negative 2x makes negative 7x. And 15 minus 7 makes positive 8. And then on the right side, I look to see if there's anything that can combine. 24x and negative 36. One has a variable, one does not, so I cannot combine at this time. Now, I need to move all my variables from one side of the equal sign to the other. So I'm going to subtract 24x to both sides. And I get negative 31x. And then I rewrite everything else. Next, I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. And I get negative 31x is equal to negative 44. Last step always is to divide. Two negatives make a positive, and x equals this crazy fraction. And that's okay, that's a crazy fraction. But the big steps are distributing multiple times, combining like terms, variables to the left, constants to the right, then divide. Another example of a multi-step equation is that there's a bunch of fractions. So I could convert these to decimals, add them together, and move on. Another strategy that we can do is multiply everything by the biggest denominator we see. Well, the biggest denominator I see is 12. So we're going to multiply everything by 12. So that means 1 times 12, 4 times 12, negative 7, and 3. So notice when I multiply everything by this, the denominators didn't get multiplied, just the top parts did. Reduce my fractions. Combine like terms. And then I'm going to subtract 48 from both sides. And I get negative 12. And then divide both sides by negative 1. And x equals positive 12. So to review that again, whatever the biggest denominator is, I multiply every top number by that number. Reduce the fractions. Combine like terms. Subtract these constants. And then divide. Other than that, be kind to one another, ask lots of questions, and think deeply.